and welcome to Something Witchy, a Sabrina the Teenage Witch rewatch podcast. I'm Lara Cotter.
And I'm Sky Orchard.
Did you have a good Halloween, Sky?
Did have a good Halloween.
Good. Anything exceptionally fun?
Lawrence's new album is a Scream. Get
That's
it?
good.
Because it's called Everybody Scream. Ha ha ha. But no, I love Halloween. Nice little spooky day, and sad it's November. But here we are.
Did you win your work costume? Can you win your work costume contest, or is it just...
I can, and I did.
Nice.
I've repaired my reputation because I had a streak going, and then last year I took an L, and so back on the winning streak.
I think the internet agrees that the Lit Monster costume would have won.
Which is so crazy. I spent like 2 weeks-ish on my real costume. Meanwhile, maybe 5 minutes for a partial lint monster, and I guess it resonated with people.
As of this morning, it was our number 3 post on Reddit. Let me see if it's gone up since then. Hold on. We're now at 4,000 views. Yep, this is your number 2 post of all time.
Wow.
The only one that's higher than this is our picture of me and Sky meeting Caroline Ray, and that one got 13,000 views. Lit Monster's at 4,000.
Who would have thought?
And I even got 1,000 views on the Threads post I posted about it.
The gay Halloween thing.
Second Threads post of all time.
Wow.
So I think this just means Sky needs to dress up in more obscure character costumes.
Need to tape a piece of tissue over my face more often with little eye and mouth holes.
Every episode, you have to come up with a character to dress up like.
Oh, gosh.
And then you'll for sure win the next year's work costume contest because you'll change your costume every hour. Because you'll have built up a backlog of them. My Halloween was quiet. We don't get a ton of trick-or-treaters in my neighborhood, although I did get 15 this year, which includes you and Jill and Bastion, which is, I think, 6 more than I had last year and triple for my first year. So I knew I had 36 candy bars to start with, and I counted how many I had left over because I give out full-size candy bar because I want the children to come to me. Because I sit out on my balcony because my house is weird. You go straight upstairs when you come in. And the first year I realized how difficult it was to run downstairs every time a kid was trick-or-treating. So I sit out on my balcony. I have a little pumpkin bucket that I put all my candy in. And then I lower it down over the side of the balcony when kids come trick-or-treat. And I sat out there with a spooky book and my Papa Murphy's Jack-o'-lantern pizza. And it got so cold this year. I think it was colder this year than last year. And I gave up by about 8:30 because I just couldn't stand the cold anymore, even though I had my heated blanket with me.
It did get pretty chilly pretty quickly.
I'm not complaining about. I prefer it to be colder.
Monster.
Monster?
You're a monster.
I'm a monster. Thought that was just your new exclamation, was just monster.
I mean, it could be. Just accusing people.
Well, it's post-election day, so hope everybody voted. We didn't talk about that much this year, but local elections are important, folks. So if you didn't vote, I hope you feel bad. Our question this week, what is something that you were learning and it was hard to learn at first, but then one day it just clicked for you?
I, growing up, had a hard time with IR combination when learning to read. So girl became grill. It was swapping in my brain there. I don't know when it stopped, but one day I don't say girls are grills anymore. So yay me, I guess.
You should.
I mean, yeah, I could.
I'd love to be called a grill.
Okay, from here on out, Laura
my girlfriends
is a grill. Heading to my girlfriend's birthday party in December. You go grill.
That's the title for this episode, isn't it? So, what age were you when you think you stopped that, do you think?
I remember it being an issue in first grade specifically because some kids laughed.
Aww.
I still remember that to this day. I'm assuming by the end of first grade, maybe into second. I'd have to text my mom, but that's the story.
And it was only those letters.
That's the only one that was traumatizing enough for me to remember.
Wait, so did you flip it in bird too?
You know,
I'm trying to think of other IR words.
It might have really just been girls and grills.
They're both hot.
Oh, look at you go.
Look at me. That's what happens when I listen to Florence and the Machine over the weekend.
Good job listening to Florence.
I listen to her, listen to Lily Allen. It's been a grill
power.
I was trying to think about the thing that I struggled with. I was was there a piano thing? The one I know for sure, when I was in AP chemistry in 11th grade, I, for some reason, had the hardest time with thermodynamics. questions. It was my lowest scoring unit of the whole year, and we were doing AP practice exams, and we'd been doing a bunch of them. And I remember my teacher even coming to me and he's like, "You're scoring the lowest in the whole class on the thermodynamics section. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I suggest you study this part harder." And I think it's because in thermodynamics, for each of the like variables, there can be a positive or a negative number. And if it's positive, it means one thing. And if it's negative, it means something else. And to me, the positive negatives, they were flipped in my head. Like I thought the positive meant this thing, but really it meant what the negative thing was. So it was the hardest thing for me. And so me and my friend in the class, we would spend like every weekend for a month. And I would just do practice question after practice question on thermodynamics. And I worked so hard on it. And then by the next time we took our next practice exam, my teacher's like, "I don't know what you did, but you now got the highest score on the thermodynamics section of the class." And I was like, yes. And like from that point on, it just made sense. And when I went into college, like I was able to remember, okay, now this is what the negative means, this is what the positive means. So I got there eventually. It did take some work. It wasn't like it magically clicked, but it did get there. Yay, chemistry. And now I don't use it at all. Okay, our episode. Well, so first of all, if you're watching by Paramount is going to try to invert this episode and the next one.
Paramount chose violence against me.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I was messaging Laura being like, "You're not understanding what I'm saying. We're supposed to be at Disney World."
Per IMDb, per the air dates, per Hulu, the DVDs, this episode 22 is Quiz Show. Next episode 23 is Disney World. Paramount has them flipped. Now, Paramount is the owner of this show, so there might be some truth there. But I'm going to go with IMDb because I don't trust streaming services.
Can I be entitled for compensation for being misled?
I absolutely think you should write into the president of Paramount and bring this very important matter to his attention. I am definitely assuming it's a his.
Dear sir, you are not a grill. I know Paramount has been struggling recently, and I'd like to bring to your attention yet another struggle while you're addressing your current struggles. Thank you.
Also, get the right music in these shows.
Please.
All right, so season 2, episode 22 is, in fact, Quiz Show. Our TV guide description. When Sabrina complains about her Quizmaster, he gets reassigned just before Sabrina's hardest test. Our streaming service description. Sabrina realizes the importance of her Quizmaster after she inadvertently gets him fired. I feel like those are the exact same sentence. Minor changes.
Yeah.
This originally aired April 17th, 1998, directed by Tibor Takacs. He was the one who directed the Sabrina the Teenage Witch movie that we reviewed a while ago. And our writer is Holly Hester, returning from Dummy for Love. Guest stars, Ashley Levitch as Amy, which I think is the head Quizmaster.
Correct.
She's been in She's All That, Felicity, Sybil, Seventh Heaven, and All Fly Away. Mary Gillis is our new witch judge. She's been in What We Do in the Shadows, The Middle, Bones, The Office, Glee, and Scrubs. Brent Hingley is the very creepy mouse from The Silence of the Lambs, Monk, Gilmore Girls, Buffy, and Home Improvement. Lillian Adams is the old woman. I don't remember seeing an old woman.
Oh, in the classroom, the two that were left behind.
Got it. Thank you. That was such a quick little scene. She was in Private Benjamin, Bruce Almighty, Little Nicky, Even Stevens, and Boy Meets World. Joel McHaley as Ralph, and he's going to be in one more episode in this season. He was in But I'm a Cheerleader, Can't Hardly Wait, Saved by the Bell, The New Class, and The Rules of Attraction. David MacArthur is the old man from The Classroom. He was in not a lot of things. I have down here Interruptions and Forsaken, neither of which I believe I've heard about. Our last credit is Nikolai Stoylov as Stavros, which I swear they called him a different name in the episode, but we'll go with Stavros. He was in Despicable Me 2, Madam Secretary, Call of Duty, and a bunch of other video game voices. All right, Sky, what are your overall thoughts on this episode?
You know, you didn't have me write it down, but I do feel like my guess was pretty good last week.
I don't remember your guess. Do you remember your guess?
Yeah, it was about, we know that she's in the permitting process, so she's going to have something big with the Quizmaster, and it would be a large Quizmaster heavy role. And you did your typical, well, we'll see if you're right, which means I'm wrong. But then, lo and behold, I was right, because you didn't say, well, let's write that down. You're changing your habits on me.
Full honesty is because I kind of forgot what this one was about. And I don't think I looked it up ahead of time. Did you like it? Did you hate it?
It was good. Salem continues to have some really good lines there. I really liked the bee line as well.
It's rare that, I mean, it happens occasionally where we get the A and B storylines so neatly intertwined. I kind of liked how they were all cohesive. The last week one we had with the fear and then Zelda losing her mind. They didn't really go together. But this one, like, they're very much wrapped up. Do like the episode. Could do without the mouse. If the mouse wasn't so creepy, I'd say that's your next costume to dress up as, but I don't want you anywhere near that mouse costume.
Same.
Although, you know what would be fun to dress up as? Pick one of like the random extras in the background in the other realm with a crazy hat and do that.
Hat of the day.
Oh, there's so many hats to choose from. You'd be set for so many days. Are you thinking about hats?
Yeah. I miss my umbrella hat. That's all.
I don't like hats. I have bangs. The hats don't work with bangs. Our cold open. Quizmaster and Salem are watching Sabrina sitting on her bed with her eyes closed. She gets up, claiming it's impossible. But Quizmaster tells her turning into fire, water, and wind is one of the hardest things to learn.
For me, it was learning when to say no to pie, chips in Salem.
He also says to stop thinking about how hard it is and instead think how good it will feel when she gets it right. She decides to try again and turns herself into water this time. And Salem says something about, am I the only one who thinks we should have gotten rubber sheets? Our outfit intro is a peanut, and she says, it's me in a nutshell.
Haven't we had this one? I talked about Mr. Peanut in season 1.
I think we have. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. It's this season. Episode 5, she is a peanut and she says, I'm such a nut. We're repeating outfits in the same season. That's so lazy.
You can tell they definitely just had her in that outfit and was like, okay, say some random things.
Did they forget that they'd already done the peanut? And they're like, what do we do this week? And they're like, oh, we have this peanut costume.
I mean, at least it's not culturally insensitive costumes anymore.
This is true. We will take some legumes over some racist stereotypes. Into our first scene. Zelda is dancing in the kitchen because she just got hired as the new substitute chemistry teacher at Westbridge High. And that is the most casual outfit we have ever seen her in.
I like Hilda's line of, I knew this day would come. Zelda, there's no music.
Hilda points out that Zelda hated teaching, but Zelda says that was a long time ago and wonders what happened to her old class. We get a flash to a classroom covered in cobwebs and filled with skeletons, except 2 old people who wonder if Professor Spellman forgot about them. Sabrina joins them in the kitchen and Zelda breaks the news. Sabrina is not thrilled. Zelda reassures her that it'll be only for a few weeks. Salem is asking Sabrina a series of random questions.
Do you think sea monkeys would make good pets? How long would it take to hop across the world on your tongue?
And she starts answering, I don't know, 6 or 7. What was going to be the next word there? Decades? Years? Centuries?
Days?
6 to 7 days to hop around the world on your tongue.
Magical tongues, you'd never know.
Okay. Quizmaster shows up, handing her an invitation to the Quizmaster Pupils Social, but she can't go today. He tells her that attendance is mandatory, though. Sabrina asks him to try bringing good news sometime, and he says that there was an El Pollo Loco that opened up near his house. I didn't know what that was in the 90s because we did not have them in Utah in the 90s. We didn't have them until a few years ago.
Yeah, I was shocked actually when he said that, and I realized that restaurant chain was that old.
Not here. Zelda greets Sabrina at school, and Sabrina pretends like they don't know each other. But Harvey walks by and tells Sabrina that her aunt is here.
Sabrina gets mad at Zelda saying, you just had to tell everyone, didn't you? But Harvey knows Zelda.
Also, Harvey walks in between the two of them. He clearly sees that Sabrina sees Zelda because they're facing each other. And he tells her, hey, Sabrina, your aunt's here. Thanks, Harvey. So helpful. Zelda is pumped and very prepared for her class. Flip to the classroom scene where Zelda finishes teaching about redox reactions.
Redox reactions. It is a chemical reaction that involves the transfer of electrons between 2 substances. There are 4 main types of reactions, which are combination, decomposition, displacement, and disproportionation. In a combination reaction, 2 or more reactants form a single product. In a decomposition reaction, a single compound breaks down into 2 or more products. In a displacement reaction, one element replaces another element in a compound. In a disproportionation reaction, the same element is simultaneously oxidized and reduced. We're going to hear a lot about copper and oxidization this episode.
Everyone stares at Zelda confused. The scene flips again, and she's finished explaining the concept once more to a still confused class. The scene flips again to Zelda presenting a very simplified explanation. Everyone is still confused, and Harvey raises his hand, pointing out that the bell rang 10 minutes ago and asking if they can leave. Quizmaster and Sabrina arrive at the social, with him complaining that she still can't turn herself into fire and wind. And again, there's so many other realm hats. And we'll see even more at the Witches' Council. Her test is in 3 days. At least the head Quizmaster doesn't know how behind she is, or he would be dead meat. Sabrina goes to the bathroom and runs into another girl. She asks if there's an exit in there and starts complaining about her Quizmaster and how he keeps lecturing her. Sabrina rejoins the social but tries to avoid the Quizmaster again. She notices the girl from the bathroom is giving a speech. It's the head Quizmaster. Quizmaster says she looks pretty good for 600. Sabrina is shocked and tries to drag Quizmaster out, claiming that she's feeling very sick, but they run into the head Quizmaster, who greets Sabrina again. The head Quizmaster tells Sabrina's Quizmaster that Sabrina is very unhappy with his teaching and fires him for being Sabrina's Quizmaster. Sabrina stomps her foot, wondering why no one ages in this realm. Zelda is practicing her explanation of the Redux problem with Salem. She turns around to reveal a punch me sign on her back. Sabrina comes into the living room and admits she got Quizmaster fired and he was hurt. The way she's saying it, she's like, and it's actually kind of a funny story when you think about it. And Salem does like a weird, ha 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 ha. I don't get it. Sabrina asks how to fix it. Zelda tells her she needs to talk to the Witches' Council. And Sabrina heads off to go talk to them. And Salem again tries to laugh very forcefully. Sabrina is presenting what happened to the Witches' Council, but she is denied because she didn't explain why she needs him back. The judge assigns Quizmaster a new student, Ralph, who is very excited to work with him and has a very clashing bow tie with his shirt. Sabrina objects, but there's nothing she can do. Sabrina and Quizmaster start fighting as they say goodbye to each other. Sabrina is pretending to accept what happened with the Quizmaster at breakfast, then starts yelling about how he hasn't tried to contact her, as Salem comments about the different stages of grief. Zelda says maybe they need some time away from each other. A letter arrives by Toaster saying Sabrina has to be homeschooled as they are short on Quizmasters, and it will have to be Hilda because Zelda is too busy. Just then, Hilda walks in wearing a Scottish golf outfit, saying they should play goofy golf. Sabrina starts to whine and cry. Salem says, let's give a big warm welcome to sadness, which is one of the most famous Salem gifts.
It was first denial, anger, then sadness.
Where was denial in Inside Out?
Wait for 3.
Oh my gosh, are they going to do a 3?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed.
Do we want to be inside of a teenager's head the more they get into puberty and hormones? Maybe Inside Out, like 12 will be menopause.
You know, it might help a lot of men understand grills.
My brain just started wandering. It was like George Foreman grill. And I was like, that's really funny. It's not funny, but it's funny to me. Hilda is trying to show Sabrina how to turn into wind, but can't do it because she hasn't done it in years. She starts thinking about the last time she did it on vacation with an ex-boyfriend where she turned herself into a hurricane.
You know, classic Hilda style of casually creating potentially deadly, or most likely deadly, natural disasters.
How many people do you think died in that hurricane?
What's the average morbidity of a hurricane?
Average U.S. tropical cyclone causes an estimated 7,000 to 11,000 indirect deaths. Katrina was 1,500 that were like direct, immediate fatalities. Yeah. Hurricane Mitch in 98 was 11,374. Oh, here, I'm going to go with this one. The Bula cyclone in 1970, which would make sense for the time period, is the deadliest storm in recorded history with an estimated 300 to 500,000 deaths. I'm calling that one for Hilda.
Google, for me, as I typed in average morbidity of a hurricane, tried to finish it with in Utah.
What is that average number?
And then it says 2023 and 2024. And it's like, what?
What hurricane did we have in 2024? Did I miss that one?
We had the hurricane wind storms in 2020. And silly AI overview is like, yeah, it doesn't exist, but I told you to look this up.
Thanks, AI. So helpful. Sabrina is in chemistry and complaining about how she can't figure out the redox reaction problem. But at least she's not the only one suffering, she says as she looks at Libby. Zelda approaches Libby, who says Zelda can just give her an F. Zelda tries to give her an analogy using clothes.
Say you have a sweater and a skirt that you always wear together. And say one day you decide to wear the sweater with a new skirt. Therefore, the new skirt and the old skirt both change into something different. That's exactly what happens to the copper.
Surprisingly, it actually helps Libby understand what's happening. Libby tries performing the experiment again, and this time it works. Libby and Zelda are so excited that they hug. And I'm glad they're practicing proper safety with goggles.
And it's great they have goggles on, but Libby pours the acid in, doesn't put the stopper in, and just flings it on the tabletop while jumping up to hug Zelda. There is acid or copper or something just there being hazardous.
Hilda has remembered how to turn herself into fire.
If it involves dry branches and kerosene, it's not really magic, Salem reminds her.
All you have to do is think like fire. Hilda struggles to explain it and yells at Sabrina to be fire. Sabrina starts yelling and stomps off upstairs. And there's a whole thing in here about how Sabrina says, of course she's thinking because she's talking, and you have to talk to think. And Hilda says, no, you don't, because parrots talk. And then Sabrina's like, you're calling me dumb like a bird. And Hilda's like, birds aren't dumb. Those parrots can ride bikes at the zoo. And then when Sabrina goes off to use the stairs, she's like, if I can figure out how to use them. And I didn't put any of that in there because I was like, I don't know which of these quotes Sky's going to latch on to.
Well, Salem at the very end also said, oh, the goose can tap dance as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sabrina goes to the other realm to visit Quizmaster. A giant mouse opens the door, smoking a cigar. I guess the cigar's not actually lit. It's just in his mouth.
Chewing a cigar. Doesn't he live in the mortal realm? I thought it was established at some point.
No, we talked about this actually, and we talked about the mouse roommate before and how he was trying to kick the mouse out.
So the other realm has El Pollo Loco.
Apparently.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to think, I'm like, which fast food chain do I think is run by witches?
Well, you could say Wendy's because of Wendy the Good Witch and Casper.
I would believe Dave Thomas was a witch. Quizmaster and Sabrina awkwardly greet each other, and I couldn't stop staring at the bed that is in the front room that is leopard print with the purple velvet sheets or comforter on the top. And there was a line, I was hoping you would catch this one, where they kind of awkwardly greet each other, and the mouse says something like, I hate to interrupt your sparkling repartee with Dorothy Parker, but we're out of charcoal. And I was like, oh, Sky will look up who Dorothy Parker is.
I heard something about charcoal for cats.
Okay, the transcript says that. I did not hear anything about cats, and I didn't see anything on the subtitles about cats either. Are they eating cats?
I heard charcoal for the cats, and I was like, do the cats have an upset stomach? Like, why do the cats need charcoal? So, yeah.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
No, they are not. Fake news. Monster.
Dorothy Parker is an American poet, literary critic, and fiction writer. She was known for her caustic wisecracks. In the early 30s, she went to Hollywood to do some screenwriting. She got 2 Academy Award noms, but her involvement in left-wing politics resulted in her in being blacklisted.
Ooh, those left-wing politics.
I know. Can I read you a really short Dorothy Parker poem?
Sure.
Razors pain you, rivers are damp, acids stain you, and drugs cause cramp. Guns aren't lawful, nooses give, gas smells awful, you might as well live.
Well, cheers to that.
All right, Dorothy. Well, if anybody needed a reason to keep going today, there you go. There's your Dorothy Parker poem. Keep on. Back to our creepy mouse friend. Sabrina says she just needed the apartment number to update her address book. They both start apologizing when Ralph comes out. Sabrina's upset. Quizmaster never quizzed her at his apartment. She's like, that would have been inappropriate, Sabrina, but okay. Ralph does not help by asking if Quizmaster ever took her to his place at Lake Arrowhead. And Ralph is still bad at mixing patterns with his shirts and bow ties. Sabrina is shocked, and Quizmaster shoves Ralph out the door as Ralph calls him Albert. Sabrina never knew that was his name. Sabrina and Quizmaster start arguing again. Quizmaster says Ralph can turn himself into uranium. Sabrina lies that she can turn herself into all the elements and passed her midterm. Quizmaster calls her out on her lie, and she stomps off. The mouse very grossly says, she so wanted me. And it was at this point I wondered, does the other realm have a sex offenders registry? Because this mouse and Roland both need to be on a list somewhere.
Agreed.
Maybe let's add Drell to that list too.
Okay.
Sabrina runs back to the Witches' Council, saying she knows why she needs her Quizmaster back. She explains that they just got into a huge fight, which shows that they're friends. The logic of teenagers. She starts to reminisce about all the times they shared together, and we get a montage, which we have not gotten in a couple of episodes, and I thought maybe we were not going to get them anymore, but we got a montage. So they fly over the savannah in a hot air balloon. They get matching tattoos of each other's faces. They donate blood together. They box together. They go on a shopping spree and show off matching flower dresses, and Quizmaster has some very nice legs. The Witches' Council still denies her request. Libby is helping other kids understand the chemical reaction.
Harvey actually puts the stopper back on his test tube. Good job, Harvey.
Sabrina is the only one who hasn't gotten it to work. She starts freaking out about being stupid. She starts daydreaming about people talking to her like she doesn't know anything, and Zelda giving her the assignment of clapping the erasers while everyone laughs at her. Libby yells at her, trying to snap her out of it, because Zelda asks Libby to help Sabrina. Sabrina yells at Libby to go away and zaps her tongue so it gets stuck out of her mouth.
And Sabrina isn't even subtle about this, and Libby at this point is like a victim.
Oh, yeah.
Sabrina is targeting her and bullying her, and since there is action done, it is assault.
I will say it was nice because we have presented Sabrina as this very smart, very well-loved, very popular person, despite Libby calling her a freak. Everybody seems to know and like Sabrina. It is nice to have this representation of someone who seemingly has all these good qualities, still struggling to learn something and having to get help from Libby, and to even have Harvey get it before she does. Instead of just continuing to be like, Sabrina's the smartest, she's straight A, she always knows everything. I did appreciate that part of this storyline.
It was nice. Libby also had a great moment of when yelling at Sabrina to wake up was like, I really don't want to touch you, just wake up.
Libby runs out of the room with her tongue still stuck, and Zelda freezes the rest of the class as Sabrina confronts her about making Libby help her. Sabrina yells about how she wishes she could just disappear, and she turns into wind. Sabrina goes all the way back to the house, where she also shows Hilda she can turn into fire. A letter pops up in the toaster saying she passed her elements test. She freed up her mind and everything clicked. She also now understands the chemistry problem. She can't remember when she felt so good. Or yes, she can. It was when she was with Quizmaster. And Zelda arrives just after Sabrina does. I was like, did she not unfreeze the class? Because Harvey said earlier in the episode, this class is before lunch. So I know it's not the end of the school day. And Zelda must have sapped herself back home to get home that fast. Is this what Zelda does to classes? She just freezes them in time and then abandons them?
I think that's what has been indicated to us. Wishing you would just disappear counts as freeing your mind.
It's almost like that witch snap thing where it was like, she was just so frustrated, she was so overwhelmed that she finally just let go of all of it and was just like, I'm just done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be anywhere but here. And forcing all of that out of her mind, I think let her do that. I don't know. I'm still hung up on the timing of all of this in the school day, because we're still in the middle of the school day and Sabrina goes back to the witches council. Are the kids still frozen? Are the rest of the school now at lunchtime and that class is still sitting in the science classroom and people are walking by going, why is everybody still in there? I don't know, because Sabrina's at the witches council. And she is again trying to convince them to give her back her Quizmaster. The judge rules that he can be her Quizmaster again, but most witches get that lesson right away. She took so long that they actually started an office pool on when she would learn it. Sabrina returns to Quizmaster's apartment to tell him that she passed her elements test. He tries to close the door to get back to quizzing Ralph, but Sabrina barges in. Quizmaster admits that he broke it off with Ralph because he was so annoying. He missed how much Sabrina loathed seeing him. She breaks the news that the council said he could teach her again, and they both admit that they missed each other. Did you see the black chair at the desk in this scene?
I did not.
Oh my gosh. It is so disturbing. So it's a black chair and it's plastic and it's a human body from neck down with no head. So when you sit in the chair, you're sitting in this headless body's lap.
Like mannequin-ish?
Uh-huh.
Like neutral
big.
body?
It looked kind of mannish.
Okay.
Don't know how anatomically correct anything is. You just saw the back of it. It looked like a manly back.
Not a grill.
It wasn't like the size of a mannequin. It was like a little bit bigger so it could be a chair.
I guess mannequin more in like shape and like genderless, like is what I was trying to ask.
So disturbed by that chair. Like sitting at your desk, like doing homework, and you're like sitting in a plastic lap. No, I bet you that mouse bought that chair.
It's a chair for the cats. The chair is called Charcoal for the cats.
Our end tag, Quizmaster and Sabrina are in a hot air balloon again. I guess actually for the first time, her initial hot air balloon ride was just a daydream, and he's pointing out different landmarks of his life. Sabrina is not having fun. The mouse appears behind them, again grossly stating that Sabrina so wants him.
Instead of rolling her eyes, she should have pushed him out of that balloon.
We already know that the other realm is very lax when it comes to death. And he's a magical mouse. He'd probably survive. Any last thoughts on this episode, Sky?
Earth is an element too.
They were talking about fluidity type elements, though. I mean, I guess there's some argument that some like earthquakes have a fluidity of earth to them.
Just saying, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Earth's important too.
Maybe that's in the next lesson. We'll find out next time when we actually watch season 2, episode 23, Disney World.
Whoa.
Can you guess what this one might be about, Sky?
Going to Florida, gonna be scary. Sabrina's essay on math, which was so riveting and so detailed, prize-worthy, that she won the class a trip to Disney World because of that math essay. And because it's Florida, the magical lesson is going to be extra, extra weird and worthy of a Florida Man newspaper article.
All right. I will say Harvey has his own little storyline in this one, and I really like it.
Ooh.
The ants one is also a little bit fun. Yeah, it's very hijinksy. Join us next time for Disney World, which, like, that's the laziest title, by the way. It's a very lazy title.
Couldn't tell.
Until then, please like, share, rate, and subscribe to this podcast. Or go check out Sky's lint monster costume on either Reddit or Instagram or Threads, wherever you want to go. You can email us at somethingwitchypod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at somethingwitchypod and TikTok at something.witchy.pod. Until next time,
stay magical.